Well, New Mexico is one of the states where the teacher shortage is so dire, the governor has registered to become a licensed substitute teacher. And that shortage really being felt all across the country. It's being blamed on COVID and teachers just leaving the industry altogether. Schools really struggling right now to fill the void. Correspondent Brian Enton is live for us from Miami. So, Brian, you talked with some parents today. What are you learning about what they say their kids are not learning?
Well, Nichole, this really is a problem all over the country, and you can imagine how frustrating it is for parents. First, they had to deal with remote learning. Now the kids are back in school, but they don't have teachers.
Let's keep reading.
Schools are back in person around the country, just without enough teachers and no substitutes to fill in. The problem is so bad in some districts like Miami and Chicago, teacherless students are sent to the cafeteria in big groups just to sit.
So I asked him what he was doing texting me during class, and he said they don't have a teacher, which to me was just kind of shocking.
No teacher?
What do you mean you have no teacher during school time? And he said, yeah, there's just no teacher, so we're just kind of sitting around. I said, in a classroom by yourself? He said, no, they just send us to the auditorium and just put us all together.
He's learning that all of these
Teachers are calling in sick in record numbers, and schools are having to get creative to fill their spots. New Mexico Governor Michelle Grisham will fill in substituting next week and is asking members of the National Guard to also step in. In Michigan, bus drivers and cafeteria workers are now allowed to substitute teach. And in Indiana, schools are calling on parents to fill in.
I'm only missing, at most a couple hours of my workday if I come in and fill in the morning.
And it's not just public schools, it's daycares and preschools too. In Arkansas, this preschool is having to turn families away.
We're broken. That is just the bottom line. We are broken. We are at a critical point.
Even when substitutes are able to fill in, parents say it's not always ideal. When there is a substitute, what's it like?
Babysitting is what one of them has said to me. He said, oh, we didn't learn anything today because it was a sub.
And it really was interesting talking to parents today, Nichole, because so many of them said they didn't want their kids to go back to remote learning. But now that they're back in school, many days without a teacher, in some ways they feel like remote learning was actually a better option.
Yeah, Brian, it's hard to figure out, what is the solution here? But, that part in your piece where they're just going to an auditorium and sitting. Wow.
Yeah, they all just sit there in the cafeteria, 5 or 6 classes together, and then they can just have one adult monitor all of those classes at one time.
All right. Brian Enton live for us from Miami. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.